Top 10 Deadliest Natural Disasters of 2025. In 2025, the Earth reminded us with devastating force that no corner of our world is truly safe. From silent killers claiming thousands while we slept, to earthquakes leveling cities in seconds, this year has been one of the deadliest in recent memory. I'm here to take you through the 10 deadliest natural disasters of 2025, events that have collectively claimed over 28,000 lives. Remember, behind every number are real people whose lives were cut short or forever changed. Let's begin our somber countdown. Number 10, 2025, India-Pakistan heatwave. Affected areas, India and Pakistan, Indo-Gangetic Plain. When it happened, April to July 2025. Reported fatalities, 455 plus. Coming in at number 10, we have a disaster you couldn't see, but you could feel. The 2025 India-Pakistan heatwave wasn't just hot, it was deadly in a way scientists have long feared. Temperatures soared past 45 degrees Celsius, 113 Fahrenheit, not for a day, but for months. A massive heat dome trapped superheated air over one of the most densely populated regions on Earth. Moisture from the Arabian Sea created wet bulb conditions, where the human body simply cannot cool itself, even in shade. The official toll stands at 455, but experts believe the true number is far higher, with many heat-related deaths unrecorded. This disaster signals something chilling. Parts of South Asia may be approaching the limits of human habitability during peak summer months. Number 9, Southern California wildfires, Palisades and Eaton fires. Main affected areas, Los Angeles County, California, USA. When it happened, January 7th to 31st, 2025. Reported fatalities, approximately 470. Number 9 brings us to an event that defied everything we thought we knew about California fire season, the January wildfires. January is supposed to be winter, the wet season. Yet hurricane-force Santa Ana winds, gusting over 74 miles per hour, transformed Los Angeles into an inferno. The Palisades and Eaton fires exploded across Pacific Palisades, Altadena, and Pasadena, consuming historic neighborhoods. Firefighters described conditions as impossible. Aircraft couldn't fly in the turbulent winds. Residents had mere minutes to flee as walls of flame swept through. But here's what many don't realize. While about 31 people died directly from flames, Boston University researchers found approximately 440 more died from toxic smoke. Modern homes released a poisonous chemical plume that settled over Los Angeles for weeks, claiming the elderly and those with respiratory conditions. The economic toll? Estimates range from $95 billion to over $250 billion, making this one of America's costliest wildfire disasters. Multiple insurers have now withdrawn from California entirely. Number 8, 2025 Mokwa flood, Nigeria. Main affected areas, Niger State, Nigeria. When it happened, May 28 to 29. Reported fatalities, 500 plus. Number 8 takes us to Nigeria, where disaster struck in the dead of night. In late May, Mokwa experienced something biblical. Over 300 millimeters of rain in 24 hours. This wasn't gradual. It was a wall of water with no warning. While families slept, a surge from the Niger River tore through. Entire neighborhoods simply dissolved. Roads, schools, and farmlands vanished. More than 500 people lost their lives. Survivors were stranded on rooftops for days, surrounded by floodwaters carrying cholera threats. Main roads to Abuja were destroyed, delaying rescue for critical days. Mokwa reminds us what happens when growing populations settle in marginal lands without adequate infrastructure or warning systems. Number 7, Cyclone Ditwah, Sri Lanka. Main affected areas, Sri Lanka. When it happened, November 26 to December 3, 2025. Reported fatalities, 474 plus with over 350 missing. At number 7, we witnessed Sri Lanka's worst natural disaster since the devastating 2004 tsunami. Cyclone Ditwah was part of a rare twin cyclone event. Fueled by warm seas, it made landfall and then stalled. For days, torrential rain pounded the steep central highlands. The slopes of Kandy, Kigale, and Nuwara Eliya couldn't take it. Thousands of landslides buried villages. The Mavalaru Dam breached, flooding the Trincomalee district. The destruction was systemic. Rail and road links to the economic heartland were severed. Major hydropower plants shut down, affecting power supply for weeks. At least 474 dead, over 350 missing, more than 1.5 million affected, hundreds of thousands of homes destroyed. For a nation recovering from economic crisis, Ditwah was devastating. Number 6. 2025 Sudan, Tarasin, landslide. Main affected areas, Jebel Mara, Central Darfur, Sudan. Number 6 is a disaster shrouded in the fog of war, one we may never fully understand. On August 31st, after days of rain, a massive landslide struck Tarasin in Sudan's Jebel Mara Mountains, a region controlled by rebel forces amid civil war. The village was completely leveled. Millions of tons of mud buried nearly every resident. Only a single survivor was found. Death toll estimates range from 1,000 to 1,500. We may never know the true number. The UN couldn't access the site due to conflict. With no heavy machinery, rescue was performed by hand, dooming trapped survivors. Tarasin shows what happens when climate disaster meets conflict. Displaced people in hazardous terrain become sitting ducks from nature's fury. Number 5. 2025 Pakistan monsoon floods main affected areas, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Sindh, Pakistan. Number 5 takes us back to Pakistan, a nation bearing more than its share of climate's fury. Unlike 2022's singular megaflood, the 2025 disaster was a relentless 4-month nightmare. Wave after wave of flooding rolled across the country. In the north, glacial lakes burst their banks, washing away bridges and isolating valleys in Gilgit-Baltistan. In the south, Karachi and Hyderabad faced chaos as clogged drains turned streets into deadly rivers. 1,037 lives lost, 2.1 million displaced. The world barely noticed. UN funding appeals went critically undersubscribed. Relief camps saw outbreaks of disease. Pakistan, responsible for less than 1% of global emissions, continues paying for a crisis it didn't create. The scale is staggering, but we're only at the halfway point. As we move into the top 5, the numbers become even more devastating. Reflect on what we've seen, because what comes next will test our understanding of vulnerability. Number 4, Cyclone Senyar main affected areas, Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia. At number 4, something that shouldn't exist, a cyclone that defied meteorology. Tropical Cyclone Senyar formed in the Strait of Malacca, so close to the equator that cyclones have historically been impossible there. Only the second cyclone ever documented in the strait, the first in 135 years. Rotation simply doesn't occur at this latitude, but record-breaking ocean temperatures provided enough energy to overcome physics itself. The result was catastrophic for a region with no memory of such storms. Indonesia's Aceh and North Sumatra faced rainfall intensified 28 to 160% by climate change, triggering devastating floods. At least 990 died, Indonesia's deadliest disaster since 2018. Thailand's Songkhla province lost 297 people. Hat Yai experienced its heaviest rainfall in 300 years. Malaysia saw additional deaths. Combined toll, over 1,200 dead, $20 billion in damage. The safe zones of the past are now theaters of climate chaos. Number 3, 2025 Afghanistan Kunar earthquake. Main affected areas, Kunar province, Afghanistan. Number 3 brings us to Afghanistan, where moderate earthquakes become mass casualties. On August 31st, a magnitude 6.0 earthquake struck Kunar province. A 6.0 might not sound catastrophic, but this struck just 8 kilometers deep, channeling violent shaking directly into vulnerable communities. Homes built of mud brick with heavy masonry roofs didn't sway. They collapsed. Families were buried as they slept. Over 8,000 homes reduced to rubble in seconds. Landslides blocked narrow roads, preventing rescue equipment from arriving for days. At least 2,200 perished, Afghanistan's deadliest earthquake since 1998. Making matters worse, international sanctions on the Taliban government paralyzed financial aid channels. The people of Kunar were trapped by geography, by poverty, by politics. This disaster reveals the tragic resilience deficit created by decades of conflict. Number 2, 2025 Myanmar earthquake. Affected areas, Mandalay and Sagaing regions, Myanmar. When it happened, March 28, 2025, reported fatalities, 3,600 to 5,400, estimates vary by source. And at number 2, an earthquake that struck a nation already tearing itself apart. On March 28, the Sagaing Fault released decades of stress in a magnitude 7.7 earthquake. The epicenter was devastatingly close to Mandalay, Myanmar's second-largest city and cultural heart. Shaking was felt in Bangkok and southwestern China. In Mandalay and Sagaing, it was apocalyptic. Modern high-rises collapsed alongside ancient heritage sites. The Ma Soiyane Monastery and parts of the royal palace crumbled. Here's where this becomes a tragedy within a tragedy. Myanmar is in civil war. The junta reported 3,770 deaths. Independent groups estimated over 5,350. Humanitarian aid was weaponized. Convoys held at checkpoints, relief diverted to loyalist areas. Doctors watched the healthcare system collapse under thousands of injuries. A devastating testament to how political chaos transforms disasters into mass casualty events. Everything we've discussed, earthquakes, cyclones, floods, landslides, has been devastating. But the death toll from all 9 combined does not equal what you're about to hear. The deadliest disaster of 2025 wasn't sudden. It killed silently, behind closed doors, across an entire continent. Number 1, 2025 European heatwaves. The deadliest disaster of 2025 was invisible. No dramatic destruction, no rescue teams, just silence. From April through September, Europe was trapped under heat domes, high-pressure systems locking scorching air over the continent. Western Europe recorded its warmest June ever. Temperatures exceeded 46 degrees Celsius, 115 Fahrenheit. And the people started dying, quietly, behind closed doors. The elderly, the socially isolated. Those without air conditioning are trapped in urban heat islands. They succumb to heat stroke, cardiovascular collapse, respiratory failure. In Spain, Italy, and Greece, morgues reached capacity. Hospitals canceled surgeries to handle heat-stress patients. A study by researchers at London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine and Imperial College found staggering numbers. 16,500 deaths across 854 European cities attributable to climate change. Those aged 65 and over made up 85% of victims. This shattered the illusion that wealthy nations with advanced healthcare are immune to climate disasters. Attribution studies confirmed climate change made this heat wave far more deadly. Extreme heat has emerged as the silent apex predator of hazards, killing more than floods, earthquakes, and storms combined. As we reflect on these devastating events, 3 truths emerge from 2025. First, heat kills more than any other disaster, silently, relentlessly, targeting the vulnerable. Second, where there is conflict, there is catastrophe. In Myanmar, Sudan, and Afghanistan, disasters became mass casualties because governance had collapsed. Third, the old rules no longer apply. Winter wildfires in California, cyclones forming where they can't. Historical baselines are obsolete. Over 28,000 lives lost. That's not just a statistic, it's an indictment of our failure to act on climate change. If this video was informative, please share it. Subscribe for more coverage of global disasters. Thank you for watching. Remember, stay informed, stay prepared, and stay safe.